Oh my goodness, guys. I am back. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Gio from Fandom United Live. It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks. What started off as a cold became one of the worst under the weather 2 weeks I've had in my life. Literally, I could not speak a couple sentences without coughing, and it was a bad cough. You would think I smoked cigarettes for like 20 years, the way I was coughing. But I'm good enough. The cough is still lingering. We'll get to the topics. I got some exciting stuff to talk about, but just a quick update on me. I got my hot tea here, my POV cup. Brian and Jake love it. They appreciate it. And yeah, guys, I'm going to be talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. I talked about it on Tuesday's Apocalypse Movies, Apocalypse Now, and I had to keep my mouth shut about a lot of stuff regarding Spider-Man No Way Home. But in this episode, I'm going to go through the entire trailer, and I'm going to share some of the stuff that I've heard. It's so exciting. I can't wait. Also, you guys saw the thumbnail. Damn right, I am giving my thoughts on the DCEU movies ranked, including the Suicide Squad. And I am so excited about that. Two exciting topics, one DC, one Marvel. Let's get into it. First off, if you're watching, let me know how you're doing on this Sunday evening. I appreciate you being here. Star Drew, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, man. Where's your drop at? I appreciate you being here. I love it. The other person watching, thank you. If you're ready to talk Spider-Man No Way Home, let's get right to it. I got the trailer here. Let me bring it up. There it is right there, Spider-Man No Way Home. We're going to go through this trailer, and I'm going to tell you some stuff that I've heard, stuff that you may have already heard about on the internet, because the internet's fast. They will catch things, and they will like share what they learned. They're like detectives out there, I swear to God. Well, let me get rid of my lovely logo right there. So let's play Spider-Man No Way Home, the trailer, and I'll pause it throughout the trailer and tell you what I think and what I've heard. So here we go. The little trailer before the trailer. There's so many interesting shots in Spider-Man No Way Home. Starts off, MJ, Peter Parker. They're now a thing. They're a couple. She's reading the newspapers. She seems like the type of person. Zendaya is MJ. Yeah. And I'm going to pause right here because we didn't know this at the time. We just thought Marvel brought back J.K. Simmons because he was so good as J. Jonah Jameson, which he is. J.K. Simmons is amazing. And I'm so happy that he's coming back as Commissioner Gordon in Batgirl. Yes. Anyways, the fact that J.K. Simmons returned in Spider-Man Far From Home from 2 years ago was one of our first hints of the multiverse. Okay, so J.K. Simmons coming back, what does it mean? It was an early hint of the multiverse. And as you can see right here, Peter Parker, public enemy number one, he got outed by Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio. He's being interrogated. I'm going to pause here again because the internet seems to believe this is Matt Murdock right here. And if that's true, Matt Murdock put on some pounds. You see that gut right there? Okay, I'm no Chris Hemsworth, but I don't think that's Matt Murdock right there. Sometimes the internet, they go a little bit too far. We will see Matt Murdock. From what I've heard, Charlie Cox is in one very important scene that's coming up in the trailer, and another one later on in the movie. Bear with me, I'm just reading a comment here. Nico, welcome. No Way Home trailer and Batman reactions. Fans stay winning. Exactly. See, Nico, you are a prime example of somebody who can be a fan of both. Enough of this tribalism stuff. Marvel, DC, that's so 2016. And believe me, we were around in 2016, okay? When BVS and Civil War, Captain America Civil War, blah, blah, blah. Enough of that. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate that comment right there. Take notes, internet. Anyways, let's continue with Spider-Man No Way Home. So I don't think this is Matt Murdock right here, but we will see him in the movie. And you saw the Christmas lights. It's set during Christmas. Boom, right there. This was all over the internet. One of the first things many people spotted. That right there is an Easter egg. We're getting Charlie Cox, aka as Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, in the MCU. Finally, it only took Marvel so many years since that first season of Daredevil. Let's continue. So apparently, I'm going to pause again because there is a court case in Spider-Man No Way Home. And from what I've heard, Matt Murdock loses. Matt Murdock loses the case. He's fighting, I don't know if it's a defamation suit, or I'm sure they'll get into the specifics in the movie. But from what I've heard, Matt Murdock is Peter Parker's lawyer, and he actually loses the case. So this makes Peter Parker go to Doctor Strange, 127 Bleecker Street, because he sees the Sanctum as a safe place, which it is. As long as Doctor Strange is there and Wong, it remains a safe place. So there's that. Again, take everything with a grain of salt, but let's continue. So they're talking. You know, let me go back real quick. You think they wouldn't be questioning MJ as well? Recognizing her, hey, what are you doing hanging out with Spider-Man? I'm curious to see what that plays into it. Just a thought. Again, share your thoughts along. I want to hear them in the chat. So yeah, losing all kinds of privacy. I'm going to back up to Ned here. Excuse me. Like I said, guys, I'm not over this cough yet, but I'm good enough to where I can do this. So bear with me. Now, why did I pause on Ned? Because from what I've heard, somebody close to Peter Parker dies. Now, at first, I heard it was Ned who dies. But recently, I've been hearing MJ, Zendaya's MJ. And if you take that and consider her comments, Zendaya's comments recently about, I don't know if we're going to do more Spider-Man after this. Usually we do 3 and that's it. I don't know what the future holds. You could read into that a little bit and be like, oh, maybe she doesn't make it out of this movie. All I know is, well, I don't know, but from what I've heard, somebody close to Peter Parker is going to die. And it's either going to be Ned or it's going to be MJ. Which one has the bigger impact? You guys let me know. It ain't going to be Aunt May. They're not going to kill Uncle Ben and Aunt May. No way. Okay, so yeah. He goes to Bleecker Street. He just lost the case. He goes in, talks to Doctor Strange. He's like, can you help me forget? They're catching up because they just saved the world. Okay. Who is Peter Parker after? We see him in the black suit, and there's a story that I've heard regarding the black suit. We'll start with that. So the Lego set leaks have shown a black suit. And then the official Lego site for Marvel showed the black and gold, right? Very Wakandan looking. From what I've heard, Doctor Strange powers the Spider-Man suit like how Tony Stark powered the Iron Spider, and Peter Parker is able to shoot webs that also project some sort of sorcerer-like spell. Now, why would Peter need web shooters with sorcerer-like spells? Because of something that happens in the trailer later on. And we'll get to that. I'm going to pause right there. We'll continue. But who is he going after? I think it's the mystery sixth character of the Sinister Six. And we'll quickly run down later on in the trailer the five. You saw them in the intro. Okay, so he's being bombarded. I'm going to back up again. I think this is where Peter Parker takes MJ away, and they end up on top of that bridge with the helicopter shot that we saw earlier. Because everybody's like, oh my God, is it true? Whatnot. He says he wants people to forget. Wong is warning Strange. And I don't believe the whole theory that this is the evil Doctor Strange just because we saw that in What If. I don't believe that one bit. I haven't heard anything about that. I don't think it's true. So Stephen Strange is like, I'm going to do it. Right? I'm going to do it. I helped defeat Thanos. I guided Tony Stark to make the ultimate sacrifice. All is well. And remember, we don't know if he knows about the multiverse. We don't know when exactly this happens. We know it's after WandaVision, but has he already learned about the multiverse? Has he already sensed it? Is he multitasking? Let's continue. So he's doing the spell, and Peter, being Peter, starts throwing in all these catches. Let's just say, I want this person to know I'm Spider-Man. I want this person to know I'm Spider-Man. And I have to imagine Doctor Strange is doing some kind of spell he's never done before. But considering who is asking, as in Peter Parker, an Avenger, a fellow Avenger, I think Doctor Strange is like, okay, I can do this. I'm going to go against Wong. It's not the first time he's gone against Wong. So he does the spell. I don't believe for a second it's evil Doctor Strange. So he does this. Boom. All hell breaks loose. And we see similar VFX to what we saw in Doctor Strange. That right there is definitely 100% Electro. He will not be blue in this movie. Jamie Foxx will not be blue. It's going to be a green and yellow classic homage to the classic design of Electro. So we got Jamie Foxx right there. Now, this is interesting because I'm told Spider-Man and Doctor Strange go toe-to-toe at some point. And the reason why they're going toe-to-toe has to do with that box right there. That box is what's keeping the Sinister Six locked up in the Sanctum. From what I've heard, it's a prison mechanism. My guess here is Peter tried to escape with it, and Doctor Strange put him in check, much like how the Ancient One put Hulk in check in Endgame. And so when Doctor Strange finds out that these villains have invaded, remember, he's all about protecting reality, right? That's what he told Tony Stark, protecting your reality, douchebag. The Sinister Six, each of them individually, is no match against Doctor Strange. I don't care how great of a performance William Dafoe gives as Green Goblin. He's no match for Doctor Strange. Doc Ock, no match for Doctor Strange. Lizard, no match. Sandman, no match. Electro, no match. The sixth one, and we'll get to the sixth one. I've heard some things, but none of them on their own are a match for Doctor Strange, and they learn that. They learned that in the movie. So, why is Peter trying to free these villains? Well, it goes back to an early rumor that I've heard, which is Peter Parker finds out that when these villains go back to their universes, they are sent back to the moment or just before they die. At least when I heard about that theory, it made sense for most of, right? William Dafoe got stabbed. Doc Ock drowned. And Alfred Molina confirmed that the moment he's drowning at the end of Spider-Man 2 is when he gets pulled out of that universe. I don't know how they're going to make it work, but Kevin Feige always has a plan. So Peter Parker doesn't agree with this, right? He didn't agree with it. He's easily manipulated. We know that. Jake Gyllenhaal as Quentin Beck Mysterio got him to give him Edith like that, which was a dumb move. I mean, excuse me. Still not over the cough, guys. That's one of the things I don't like about Spider-Man Far From Home. How quickly Peter Parker gave up Edith. It just didn't sit right with me. Maybe it worked for you. If it did, cool. But knowing that Peter Parker, you think William Dafoe's Norman Osborn, after Doctor Strange captures him, is not going to try and manipulate this Peter Parker to do something like, sort of betray Doctor Strange. And he wants that device because that is their freedom from the Sanctum. So let's continue. Doctor Strange said, I'm going to put you in timeout. That's what he's doing right now. There's that. We got the Iron Spider. And something is happening here. I don't quite know, but you got agents here with guns. I'm guessing it's probably Electro. I think in an earlier shot, we saw a nighttime with the police or law enforcement, and then Electro with the yellow lightning. There's Happy. Maybe Happy dies. Oh, I'm going to pause right there. I'm going to go back. I'm sure you guys have seen this part already, but all right. So this is what I was talking about, the Sanctum and how it's become a prison. Because remember, Doctor Strange, he rounded them all up. So we see right here. And remember, we saw this suit earlier. We're going to see it again. This suit that Peter's wearing, it's the same one, I think, later on. We're going to see it. But here's the Sanctum prison. You see that right there? You see that orange? That is Doctor Strange using his sorcery to imprison these villains that don't belong in this universe. And one of them, the lizard right here, again, it's not very clear. The lizard tried to get at Peter, but was protected by Doctor Strange's spell. Let's continue. Okay. Clearly, there's Electro right there. And for me, I've heard before this trailer came out that Thomas Hayden Church from Spider-Man 3 will return as Sandman. And what do we see right here? A lot of sand. But more importantly, is the sand attacking Peter Parker or is it protecting? And I'm going to go with the latter. Because what I've heard, again, take it with a grain of salt, what I've heard, first off, what do we, excuse me, what do we know about Sandman? In Spider-Man 3, he wasn't all evil. He had a daughter, a sick daughter. He wanted to do right for her by, in his way, breaking the law, right? He's not completely evil. Go to here, Spider-Man No Way Home. Same character, not entirely evil. There is a point where Sandman, very much part of the Sinister Six, is going to decide, you know what? We had our chance. And you know what? When I go back to my universe, I'm not going to die like you guys are. William Dafoe, you're going to go back to the moment right before you got stabbed by your own glider. Doc Ock, you're going to drown in the river, although you did redeem yourself later on. Me, Sandman, I got to sort of fly off into the sunset. And so what I've heard is that Sandman actually turns, and what we see right here is Electro and Sandman protecting Spider-Man from Electro. Where is it? Rachel! Rachel! Hello, Rachel. Long time no see. We're just breaking down Spider-Man No Way Home. Let's continue. Okay. Pumpkin Bomb, obviously William Dafoe. However, he's not going to have the exact same costume from Spider-Man 1. First, costume doesn't hold up. But from what I've heard before this trailer, and then the leaked photo that I saw, it's going to be green with purple hood and some sort of the goblin mask. It looks, the leaked photo, even though it's a little bit blurry, a little bit out of focus, it looks badass. It looks so good. Explosion. Goblin laugh. There's that suit. There's that suit that we saw earlier in the Sanctum with the prison. Boom. There he is. Let's go back a little bit and just appreciate the photo that you may have seen on your timeline a dozen times. Alfred Molina is back. Now, why did they show Alfred Molina? Well, because he kind of, I don't know, like spilled the tea during a recent interview, like a couple months back. I talked about it on this channel where Alfred Molina pretty much confirmed everything. He's like, yeah, I'm back. It feels great to be back. Guess what? The octopus arms, tentacles, they do most of the work. It was a fun kind of reunion for me to be back with the character. And he looks great. I'm so happy he's back. Still the best Spider-Man villain live action that we've ever had. Mysterio's cool. Mysterio had a great sequence. But Doc Ock, Spider-Man 2, still 17 years later. So Kevin Feige was like, you know what? Alfred Molina already spilled the tea. We're not going to tease him. Because I think the initial tease was just the Doc Ock arm. You saw the pumpkin bomb, the Doc Ock arm. I think that was it. But they said, you know what? Let's make this trailer even bigger for general audiences. Because we know about this. And we'll put Alfred Molina in the trailer. Alfred Molina doesn't care. He's pushing 70. He's doing this because it's fun. Because he gets to revisit a character that he had fun playing. So there he is. Now, I don't think Peter is looking at Doc Ock. I think he's looking at William Dafoe's Goblin based on the leaked image. And there it is. Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, who is the sixth Sinister Six, right? We have Doc Ock, Electro, Sandman, Goblin, Lizard. I've heard Paul Giamatti's Rhino. I've heard Michael Keaton's Vulture. Although, when we saw him in Morbius, he was locked up. So, another one I've heard. You guys remember Spider-Man Homecoming, the post-credits? Who is Michael Keaton talking to? Michael Mando as Scorpion. I hope it's either Rhino, because I think Paul Giamatti is a phenomenal actor, and I think Marvel can do a Rhino properly, or Michael Mando's Scorpion. You don't give us that teaser at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming showing Scorpion and not use him at all during Tom Holland's trilogy. Oh, God, no. Star Drew? No. No way. A couple other things I've heard about Spider-Man No Way Home. William Dafoe kills the MCU's Norman Osborn. That would kind of save them the trouble of, what about this universe's Norman Osborn? Well, William Dafoe, being the crazy Norman Osborn that he is in the Sam Raimi universe, finds out there's a Norman Osborn here and kills him. Now, is that Norman Osborn played by William Dafoe too? I don't know, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. Apparently, Tom Holland's Spider-Man has one more movie after this, which I think is Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. How closely tied these two movies are, Spider-Man No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness. I think that's Tom Holland's last movie as of now. But like I said before, guys, I think Marvel is doing a phenomenal job with this. I think they're smart. They see Sony desperately wants to build their own Spider-Verse, right? They got Tom Hardy's Venom. They got what's his name? Who plays Carnage? Oh my God, Woody Harrelson. They just cast Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kraven the Hunter. They're working on a Silver Sable, apparently, movie. Sony really wants to do their thing with the Spider-Man universe. And honestly, Spider-Man has enough characters to where you could do something like that. Spider-Man's rogues gallery is rich. Not to mention Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen. Yeah, you could do a lot of things with a Spider-Man universe. You don't need the whole, full Marvel catalog. So what is Marvel saying? Okay, if this is the last one we're going to do with you, we're going to do Sinister Six. We're going to combine all the Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, both are in this movie. And we're going to make it the biggest thing ever, an event. And no matter what you do with your Sony universe, your peak will never be as high as Spider-Man No Way Home and what it could be. Could be. Movie could suck. I doubt it. So, yeah, just as I thought, just as I heard, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, nowhere to be seen in this trailer. But we're going to see them. We're going to see them in the next trailer. You mark my words. And I'll be here to react to it. So, yeah, that is all I got to say for now about Spider-Man No Way Home. And believe me, it was so tough to keep my mouth shut on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, when I talked with the guys at Apocalypse. But you know what? I respect their wish to know as very little as possible about the movie. Although, if you feel that way and you do a YouTube channel about movies, you're kind of in the wrong industry, okay? Part of our content is sharing our reactions, our enthusiasm, our passion about movies, our geekdom, the way we geek out about stuff. And the whole point of having a channel is to put that out there for others to see because they too might enjoy it. They might be like you and me. And trust me, when you find somebody else who is passionate about the things that you are, that's like one of the coolest feelings in the world. Oh, you like this music band? Great, so do I. What? You like that movie too? Awesome. See, I don't know what everybody's talking about. They said that movie sucks. I love it. You love it. Trust me, it's just me. I will happily look into all the spoilers, all the rumors and whatnot, because it's all about the conversation. That's all we can do between now and December when the movie comes out. And it helps the time pass by. We're so excited. We got to find a way to let out some of that energy. And what better way than on YouTube with whether it's people in the chat or people who you're podcasting with, blah, 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 blah. All right. Let's rank the DCEU movies. Now that I've seen The Suicide Squad 3 times. Let's share this page. This is going to be interesting. DCEU. At least that's what they still call it, according to somebody in a recent interview said that. I think it was Margot Robbie or James Gunn. It was James Gunn who said, yeah, Warner Brothers still uses the term DCEU. So I have Tier Maker here. And you'll have to excuse these ads. I can't get rid of them. What are you going to do? There are things in life you just can't get rid of, right? Bills, ads. Well, you could, but you got to pay money when there's no pay option. So here are the movies right here, all 11 of them, right? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. And I'm going to rank these in my opinion. Share yours. and let's have fun. All right, let's get the obvious ones out of the way. The obvious ones out of the way. 2017 Justice League shouldn't even be on this list, but you know what? You're at the bottom. Suicide Squad, aka Studio Squad, as DC fans call it. Studio Squad, because this movie is all Warner Brothers, okay, and they're meddling. If you follow David Ayer on social media, his cut sounds so much differently, and we kind of see it in the movie. Go back and watch that first Suicide Squad trailer at Comic-Con 2016. No, 2015. Completely different. So these two are the obvious ones. Okay, let's go in order. Let's start with Rachel's favorite. Rachel's favorite movie, Man of Steel. And yeah, this one's an S for me. What this movie did for the Superman character: modernized him, made him imperfect, a Superman that was very young, a Superman that found himself in a world that didn't fully accept him, a world that wasn't ready for him. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a movie that has definitely gotten better with age. Zack Snyder, Hans Zimmer, Christopher Nolan, the most involved he was in any of these movies was Man of Steel. Handpicked Zack Snyder, Michael Shannon as General Zod, Feora, and I can't remember the actress's name, but Feora, General Zod's right-hand commander. She's a badass. Amy Adams as Lois Lane. Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White. Awesome. Man of Steel, absolutely an S for me. All right, Wonder Woman. The first one. I'm going to go A. And A is very, very good. Why not an S? We'll get to that. Let me talk about some of the things I love about Wonder Woman. First off, this movie had so many reasons to fail, right? People still didn't believe in Gal Gadot, even though she gave an impressive performance in Batman v Superman. Can she carry a movie on her own? The answer, yes. And she owned the role of Wonder Woman. The opening scene in Themyscira, the battle when the Germans invade Themyscira. Robin Wright as General Antiope. Connie Nielsen as Queen Hippolyta. Chris Pine as Steve Trevor. A great supporting cast. Wonder Woman during World War I. No Man's Land, that sequence when she's slowly climbing up from the trenches and we see her full uniform and the music and the cinematography. It was just immediately one of the best sequences in all of comic book movies. And then, of course, the Hans Zimmer. Yes. God, this movie was the hit that DC desperately needed. Now, I love Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition. I love Man of Steel. But the critics didn't agree with me. And so when I say this is the hit that they needed a critical darling, because Warner Brothers at the time cared more about that than what the fans thought. And by the fans, I mean the ones who made Snyder Cut happen and possible. The ones who left their gatekeeping at the door and gave this movie a chance. Gave these DC movies a chance. Wonder Woman was the movie that, dare I say, saved the DCEU. Because if Wonder Woman was bad, then you got BVS, Suicide Squad, and Wonder Woman. That's 3. And 2 of those movies feature Wonder Woman, who is a member of DC's Holy Trinity. So Wonder Woman and A. Now, why not an S? I'm not exactly a fan of the final battle between Ares and Wonder Woman. I don't know. Like, and then you hear Patty Jenkins talk about, I had another idea, but Warner Brothers wanted me to do this. And so she did the best that she could. But for me, it's that final battle that kind of keeps it from being an S. Okay. Oh, we didn't go in order. My goodness. We were supposed to do BVS next. My apologies. My first time back in 2 weeks. Okay. Next is BVS The Ultimate Edition. I'm going with the Ultimate Edition on this one. You ready? Woo! That's right. I am more of a fan of Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition than most people, at least in my circle. People, when they found out that Ben Affleck was cast as Batman, they were outraged. Ended up being one of the best Batman. For me, the best Batman, but one of the best on live action ever. Henry Cavill's Superman. The messages and themes of Man of Steel carried over into BVS, right? All the politics, all the internal conflict. You know, you got Pa Kent telling him, world ain't ready, they're not having you. Yeah, Jor-El saying, be their hero. You know, be the savior. That carried over into BVS. Superman was just somebody trying to do the right thing. There's a beautiful shot where it's, I believe it's Dia de los Muertos, where Superman saved somebody from a building and everybody reached out and touched him as if he were a god. Beautiful imagery. But you know why I love this movie? It's the Holy Trinity on screen for the first time. When Wonder Woman shows up and saves Batman, you remember that moment in theaters because it was the moment your eyes went from to. And I thought it was beautiful seeing all 3 of them fight together. Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And the sacrifice that Superman made. You know, one of the arguments that I heard, that I still hear to this day, is that you killed Superman too early. That might be true if Zack Snyder were trying to do an MCU format of his universe, right? And what do I mean by MCU? Solo movie, solo movie, solo movie, solo movie, event movie. Phase 2. Solo movie, solo movie, solo movie, solo movie, event movie. So on and so forth. But Zack Snyder's DCEU was 5 movies. And BVS was number 2. Zack Snyder's Justice League was number 3. Justice League Part 2 was number 4. And Justice League Part 3 was 5. And in between those movies were going to be solo movies, sequels, and whatnot. Of course, that never happens, but we cross our fingers. So no, I don't think it was too soon to kill off Superman, because he was never going for the MCU route. And that's something I hope people who watch this video take away. It was never going to be the MCU 10 years, 18 or 20 movies, none of that. It was going to be 5 movies, and Ben Affleck confirmed this. It was going to be 5 movies. So I don't think it was too early at all. But I love the messages. I love the cinematography. It was exactly what they promised. It was the Empire Strikes Back of Zack Snyder's film arc. And you look at BVS and then you look at Zack Snyder's Justice League, you're like, yeah. One of these is definitely darker than the other. So for me, BVS is A. We did Suicide Squad. We did Wonder Woman. Justice League. Next up is Aquaman. Right there. I love Aquaman. It is, I've said this before, it is the most rewatchable DCEU movie. I could throw it on because there was a little bit of everything in that movie. Jason Momoa, perfectly cast as Aquaman. Arthur Curry. What's his name? Yahya Abdul Mateen II was incredible as Black Manta. And then, oh my God, what's his name? Patrick Wilson as Ocean Master. All great castings. Now, I like Amber Heard as Mira. Okay, I know there's controversy out there. I put all of that aside. Okay, because like I don't even want to get into that. Okay, both her and Johnny Depp are toxic in their own way. But yeah, I love Aquaman. Okay, I thought it's one of the most beautiful DCU movies. Atlantis looks amazing. The Trench. James Wan said, okay, I only get this much horror. Well, I'm going to make it dark and scary. And when the trench monsters showed up, holy crap, did that movie get dark. But then, just I love it, Arthur Curry, a man stuck between two worlds, he's born to be a king, but he's very much cares about the land people. That's what makes him a great king. I love Aquaman, and I can't wait for Lost Kingdom. So after Aquaman is Shazam. But first, let's get to some comments here. Can't fault Man of Steel. Yeah, the casting is so good. Oh my God, it's just amazing. Wonder Woman was awesome until I'm so glad that you agree with me, Rachel. Thank you. But yeah, I still love Wonder Woman. I celebrate it. I champion the Amazonian spinoff that they talked about. Please do that. And you know what? I think HBO Max would be perfect, because instead of getting a 2-hour movie, how about 10 1-hour episodes of Queen Hippolyta, General Antio, and all these fierce Amazonian warriors who are just amazing. And look, yes, Patty Jenkins, I'm fine with her doing that, but you got to get Zack Snyder involved somehow. Zack Snyder knows how to shoot the Amazons on screen. There's something about when Zack Snyder does it. It's 300 like. It's what we saw for 300. What the hell is that? Did I say you can play an ad or did I scroll down? Jesus Christ. Although that video game, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, that was amazing. I can't wait for that. Wonder Woman might be S tier. Hey, I won't argue with you there. I have Wonder Woman in the A tier, but I will not argue with anybody who puts it in the S tier. That movie had so many reasons to fail, and it didn't. Uh, hey, Rachel, I've been all right. Okay, I've been defending BVS for 5 years, and I'm ready to go another 5 more years. Okay. Um, yeah, you need to watch the Ultimate Edition, Stardew. It's 3 hours long, but you're gonna see the Ultimate Edition. You're gonna be like, Warner Brothers, I don't ever want to see you cut 30 minutes from another DC movie. I don't care what. And yeah, Aquaman, love Aquaman, love Aquaman. But let's continue. Shazam. How crazy would it have been if I said that and then okay, Shazam right there. Not exactly my cup of tea, but that's not a negative for the movie. I thought David Sandberg did a pretty damn good job, but my problem with Shazam is that David Sandberg did not have the kind of confidence that his movie would do well to get a sequel, and he stated that in an interview. He wanted to fit everything he could into this Shazam movie in case this was his only shot. And I thought, while it was cool to see the Shazam family, I thought for me, I thought it was too damn soon. It did not sit right with me. Again, I'm not saying that, never introduced them on screen before the first movie. They decided, let's do an origin, and it was great. It focused on Billy Batson. That scene where he goes to visit his mother, and his mother, like, was just a total bitch. Like, I I have a personal story that hit close with me there. But there was just, I don't know, some of the humor didn't work. Shazam's costume was too puffy, and again, not my cup of tea. I thought the Shazam family, you did that a little bit too early. All that aside, it's still a solid movie. Mark Strong was excellent as the villain, Dr. Savanya. Forgive me. I thought it was a a good starting point for Shazam. And let me tell you, Shazam Fury of Gods, that movie, from what we've seen so far, the first look at the new costumes for the Shazam family, the fact that you got Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu, who I just watched Kill Bill Volume 1 the other day. Like, where the heck has she been? I'm so happy that they're in this movie. Shazam Fury of Gods looks good. I don't think B is a bad at all. Okay. I think it's fine. Could have been better, but I got, man, Fury of Gods, Shazam Fury of Gods. That movie is climbing up my most anticipated. Okay. So after Shazam, that was 2018. No, that was 2019. Birds of Prey. Right there. Birds of Prey is a fine movie. Okay, it's fine. There are things. There are a lot of great solo performances in Birds of Prey. Okay, Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress, excellent. God, how do you say her name? Oh my God, Black Canary. How do you? Hold on, I'm terrible with names, guys. I'm sorry. I will admit it. I'm terrible with names. I have her name right up. Journey Smollett, and I'm so happy she's getting her own HBO Max series. Jeremy Smollett as Black Canary. Great performance. Great casting. We know Margot Robbie's great as Harley Quinn. And Ewan McGregor as Black Mask. Roman Sionis. Yeah. Great performances. Then you get to the other performances. You got Rosie Perez as, I believe, Renee Montoya. Nah, that doesn't work for me. And then I don't know. Like, I don't have anything against kid actors, but the kid, I just no, didn't work for me. And then there was the whole Jared Leto's Joker, where was he in a movie? Is he not in a movie? And then when we saw the movie, it was like, okay, that's not Jared Leto as Joker, which I don't know why the hell you wouldn't have him in the movie. Okay, like if Warner Brothers was like, we didn't like what we saw from Jared Leto's Joker, well, that's kind of your fault for literally cutting his performance up. # release the air cut, please. If anything, so we can see Jared Leto's real full performance as Joker. Say what you want about Suicide Squad. He did not get a fair shake. And then also, with Birds of Prey, I would have liked to have seen more of Joker and Harley Quinn. Because I think had we had gotten a movie or more footage of the two, the Mad Love, I think it would have served Birds of Prey better. Hey, look, I think Birds of Prey is fine, okay? Performances, the story's okay. Again, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of Joker and Harley Quinn to make it more effective. The action was all right. Above average. I'll tell you though, seeing Black Canary do her roar, woo! Oof. I'm so happy that they're doing more on for her character. All right, so Birds of Prey. Let's see here. Next up is Wonder Woman 84, but let's get to some comments here. Rachel, Asher Angel was the best part of Shazam for me. Not sure though how they'll age up going forward. And that makes me sad. Well, from what I've heard in the comics, when Billy Batson grows up, he kind of looks identical to Shazam. So I think we're safe there. But if you see the set photos for Shazam Fury of Gods, yeah, Asher Angel, the Billy Batson kid, he got older. That's why, man, like if I were a director and I'm directing kids and whatnot, a movie based on kids and or even a series, I'm trying to shoot those movies back to back because the kids grow up fast. They do. Just hope Dwayne and Levi will team up at some point, but doesn't need to be soon. Yeah, I need to see them fight first. I need to see Black Adam versus Superman, and then Black Adam versus Superman versus Shazam. Guys, do me a favor. Say hello to my brother Jordan. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you stopping by. Hardworking man. God, I miss him. Lucy was with Charlie talking about angel stuff. Charlie's Angels. Thanks for stopping by, Jordan. I appreciate it, man. We'll get together soon. Birds of Prey, the team up could have been better. More than 4 members fighting, I think. Yeah, and you know what? Birds of Prey. I don't know the scene where Harley Quinn was trying to break into the police station and using bean bags. I thought that looked cool and impressive until I saw the Suicide Squad and what James Gunn did for her. Not a diss on Kathy Yan. Kathy Yan did a good job with Birds of Prey, but yeah, James Gunn, appreciate that. Man, Jordan, I'm so happy you're here, dude. Okay, we got 3 more DC movies to get to. Wonder Woman 1984. A lot of fans do not like this movie, but I think while it's a very flawed movie, Wonder Woman 1984, very flawed, ultimately a feel-good movie. Gal Gadot is the best she's ever been as Wonder Woman. That scene where Wonder Woman has to say goodbye to Steve Trevor. Oh my God. We'll get to Steve Trevor. But that emotional scene, wow. And put aside, did she already know how to fly or not? When she is in the air and she is flying and she hears Steve's words about flying and you hear the music, great. Who plays Maxwell Lord? What's his name? God damn it. He is in Mandalorian. What is his name? Maxwell Lord, the guy who played the bad guy. Pedro Pascal. I loved him as Maxwell Lord. Up until the end when he's like, granted, your wish is granted. Your wish is wow. But before that, Maxwell Lord, Pedro Pascal, great. Kristen Wiig, I thought was good as Cheetah. That Cheetah design with the VFX, I recently saw it again. It doesn't hold up. They need to change her design if she's going to come back. But yeah, I thought Wonder Woman 84 did just enough to be better than these two fudgers on the bottom. Hans Zimmer's music, the opening Amazonian Olympics. Remember, 2020, even though we just got the Olympics, 2020 robbed us of the Olympics. So to see the Amazonians compete, even though it was only for like 6 or 7 minutes, great. We needed more Wonder Woman action, for sure. And while it was good to see Chris Pine and Gal Gadot on screen again, yeah, the whole Chris Pine taking over another man's body, I get what Patty Jenkins was going for, wasn't executed very well. But, like I said, ultimately a feel-good movie. You'll walk away from Wonder Woman 1984 feeling a sense of hope, a sense of strength that even though, we may suffer losses throughout our lives, we have the power to overcome it through love and support, not just of family, but friends. So Wonder Woman 84. And then Zack Snyder's Justice League. Not even a question, not even, well, a little bit of a debate. Man of Steel, man. But, oh, you guys, you have to excuse me. My baby niece is crying. Her stomach isn't feeling well. Excuse it. We'll try and wrap up here. So, Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, all this movie had to do was be better than 2017's Justice League. If you haven't seen Zack Snyder's Justice League on HBO Max, please do yourself a favor. Excuse me. I love Zack Snyder's Justice League. Love, love, love this movie. It is 4 hours long. That is not a problem for me. It is Zack Snyder's fifth symphony. Symphony. It is the Mona Lisa. It is a a piece of art unlike anything we've seen in the comic book genre. I mean, this movie also represents a certain something for me as a DC fan, because anybody who's been following me for years, I have been championing the director's cut of Justice League to see the light of day. And getting this movie right here, getting Zack Snyder's Justice League, represents a closing of a chapter in my movie punditry journey life. This movie is like the closing of a chapter of years of championing, years of staying positive, years of being hopeful. And look, guys, these are just movies, okay? They're just movies, okay? But for some of us, like somebody who collects cars, like somebody who collects art, like somebody who collects Beanie Babies, for me, these movies mean so much more, okay? It not only represents the best of us, but also the the fandom, the community, the camaraderie of all of us coming together to enjoy something that we all find just fascinating. I love this movie. I love the music. I love the imagery. I love the moment when Flash goes back in time and saves the Justice League. I love Ray Fisher's Cyborg. Talk about black superheroes on screen done right. And they're not only powerful, but they're vulnerable. And the relationship between Cyborg and his father, the importance of fatherhood. This movie, I love it. And one thing, look, I got law enforcement in my family, my immediate family. And when we see Lois Lane deliver coffee to police officers, protecting Superman's fallen statue and all of the fallen heroes, I don't know. That's something that sticks out to me because I have family in law enforcement. Not all law enforcement's bad, and I'm getting into something. Never mind. Anyways, and Superman. When Superman shows up in the black suit and you hear the theme and you're just, yes, Superman, that is our guy. Oh, excuse me, sorry. But I love this movie, and I cannot wait to do a watch along on Apocalypse one day. Whew. See, I'm sweating now that I'm talking about this movie. We got one more, guys, and that's James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, currently on HBO Max for one more week. If you haven't seen it, I love this movie. I love The Suicide Squad. A lot of people are just like, it's not my cup of tea. What are you doing, James Gunn? This ain't David Ayer's Suicide Squad. So what? You can be a fan of both. Enough tribalism, enough of that crap. Life is too short. There's way too much content out there being produced on Netflix, HBO Max, Prime Video, Hulu, Disney Plus, whatnot. Like what you like, love what you love, but stop with the comparisons and Team A, Team B, this and that. I love the Suicide Squad. For me, it goes right here. in the A tier. Peacemaker, John Cena's Peacemaker. I believe, what does he say? I believe in peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I have to kill. We got the best version of Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. Polka Dot Man. Who would have thought Polka Dot Man would be amazing? Ratcatcher 2. A character who controls rats, and she gets one of the most heartfelt scenes in any comic book movie. And then James Gunn not playing it safe. Enough with playing it safe. Stop playing it safe in comic book movies. Take risks. Kill off a character and actually let them die instead of bringing them back in a Disney Plus series or bringing them back in a feature movie or whatnot. And that's what he did. James Gunn did not hold back. And regardless of how you feel, maybe the violence is not your cup of tea or the humor wasn't your cup of tea, there's a certain level of respect to be given. The music is incredible. I've never listened to Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison Blues so much. I thought that was a perfect opening. The fact that you find out within the first 10 minutes, oh, this is a Suicide Squad movie. Nobody is safe. The fact that he made a giant starfish somebody we can sympathize with. And then you take one of the best sci-fi movies, Alien and Aliens. Remember those face huggers? That's what he did with Starro. And it was creepy. It was horrific. And yeah, I'm excited for Peacemaker. I thought, man, I thought the Suicide Squad was a great achievement. I give Warner Brothers credit. Warner Brothers, you as a studio, man, you need to listen to your fans more, okay? Because they're the ones putting up money. They're the ones on a Sunday night doing these YouTube streams, talking about your shit passionately. Listen to your fans more. We're going to spread the word. Trust us. But they did good getting James Gunn, because James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, he was fired from Marvel, and he was only available for a little bit of time, and they took advantage of that. We got a Peacemaker series coming out in January with John Cena on HBO Max and the Suicide Squad for one more week. And I love this movie. And if you hate it, I'm sorry you feel that way. I respect your opinion. It doesn't work for you. I won't argue with you. But for me, man, I love that movie. Love that movie. So there we go, guys. That's my tier. Let me excuse me. Zoom in a little bit. So we got Zack Snyder's Justice League, no surprise, followed closely by Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition, the first Wonder Woman, the Suicide Squad, Aquaman, Shazam, Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84, Suicide Squad 2016, aka Studio Squad, hashtag release the air cut, hashtag give us the director's cut of this movie. I guarantee you it's 10 times better than this one. And then we got this fucking piece of shit, piece of trash. Oh my goodness. 2017 was a just bad year for me for personal reasons, for professional reasons. And this one right here kind of falls into both categories because I take this YouTube thing seriously. A little too seriously. Movies, a little too seriously sometimes. Whatever. It's what I'm into. So there we go. I'm going to screenshot this just so I have it. And that is my DC rankings, guys. Feel free to share your thoughts on any of the movies, something that stood out to you, a movie that stood out to you. I appreciate you guys' time. That's going to do it for me this Sunday evening. I got to go back to work tomorrow. I'm doing these 12-hour shifts. Labor shortage is no joke. We're all feeling it. I'm not just feeling it. You're probably feeling it too. But hang in there, guys. Okay. Because in California, at least, that unemployment's ending. And yeah, with inflation, you gonna need some money. So help is on the way. Anyways, it's good to be back, guys. I've been sick for 2 weeks. I'm drinking tea. My cough is almost gone. And yeah, it's nice to be doing stuff like this, okay? Like this is what I enjoy doing on my free time. And for the past couple of weeks, I haven't been able to do that because it's literally work long hours and go home, do what you need to do at home, and then back to bed because you're at it again tomorrow. So, oh, play a little violin for me, whatever. It's part of being an adult, but I can vent sometimes. That's going to do it. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much to my brother. Be safe out there. I love you, man. Star Drew, you know I got nothing but love for you. And Rachel, thank you so much. Rachel! And yeah, I'll see you guys on Tuesday for Apocalypse Now, the other channel. I don't have a graphic, but I should get one soon to plug. Rachel, Star Drew, Jordan, fourth individual watching, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your subscriptions. Be safe. I'll see you soon.